So very warm welcome to everyone. Today on Thoughts on Education, we have with us Dr. Molly S. Chaudhuri. She is the director of MSNM College, Mangalore. Dr. Molly is an MBA in marketing from Mangalore University. She has completed her PhD itself from Mangalore University in knowledge management. She is a member of the core committee for CIA for knowledge management and knowledge management global network, which is an association of 12 countries. She has over 3 decades of experience in industry and academics. And for the past 18 years, she has been entirely into academics. She has been she joined MSNM 15 months back and has been serving as the director of MSNM College. So we are very, very honored to have you, ma'am, today on our platform.
Thank you for that lovely introduction.
Yeah. So, ma'am, we'll talk about the college first. Can you, because we know that, MSNM is a very old college. So, when did the college start? What is the history? What is the kind of vision with which the college started?
To begin with, the Besant institutions was started 100 years ago by Dr. Annie Besant. She's the founder. She started it in 1918 to empower women with education. And that vision has been carried forward over the years. Initially, it was run by the Theosophical Society, but down the line, it was given to the Women's National Education Society, which continued with the vision of our founder. So women's education was continued as a vision and as a philanthropic service by the society.
Mm-hmm.
In 1999, we started the Manel Srinivas Nayak Institute of PG Studies and Mangalore. So it's about 22 years now. We have renamed ourselves now to Manel Srinivas Nayak Institute of Management because we are focused exclusively on management. So over the years, our vision has been to create centers of excellence in education. And this institute has also been looking at creating center of excellence in postgraduate education and research, and to have prepare business leaders having concern for human values and ethics, and that's where we stress a lot.
Okay. That pretty much answers my question. So my next question would be that, you have been holding key positions. You have been into academics for almost 18 years now. What are the key things that keep you connected with the education sector in general?
I started in the corporate world. My career began in the corporate world way back in 1986 in Bombay. And in the initial years, yes, I was very keen on the corporate world and to learn and to grow there. But as my children were born, and we needed to spend more time, the work-life balance becomes very essential for us. And that's when I moved into academics about 17, 18 years ago. And post that, I have been continuously been in the education sector. My corporate experience actually helped me a lot because when I started teaching for MBAs, and I knew exactly what the corporate world wants. And that is the knowledge I was able to pass on to the students, the aspiring students, because students come with a clean slate, literally, where they aspire to become managers and CEOs and things like that, but they don't know the journey. Right. And that's what I was able to pass it on to them. The emphasis on CASHB, as we call it, knowledge, attitudes, skills, habits, values, building up of creativity and innovation. Every kid is creative. So identify and tell them, yes, this is the area you should pursue. So that's something that I was able to do with the students. And students are very enthusiastic. They are very open. If a little guy, you do give a little guidance, if you are empathetic and talk to them, willing to listen to them, they are willing to learn continuously. And I think that's something that I learned from them. At the same time, I was able to give them what they were looking for. So, in this institute where we have core values of creativity, innovation, ethical behavior, social responsibility, and excellence. These are our core values in this institute. And I think we are able to give this to our students because right from the first batch, we have found students to be doing extremely well in the industry and become successful in the careers, both either as managers, we from first batch student as a director also. And we have entrepreneurs, several students who have moved into entrepreneurship and are successful entrepreneurs. So that's the value we have tried to give to them. And that is what keeps me also in the education sector, because it's a vibrant atmosphere. You have kids full of energy, enthusiasm, creativity. You tell them anything, they will do it for you. And keeps us young also.
Yeah. Okay, that's a great answer, ma'am. So when you talk about innovation and creativity being a very important aspect in your college, so how is the curriculum designed so that it ensures that it is the best practice in the industry and it meets what the industry requires at today's point in time?
We are an affiliated college. We are affiliated to Mangalore University. So our basic curriculum gets decided by the university. So ours is a 2-year full-time MBA program. So the basic curriculum is decided by Mangalore University. Now, in what way we add value is because my management my governing body is from the industry. I have on my board a retired deputy governor of RBI. I have MD of State Bank of Travancore. I have many of the industrialists and businessmen of Mangalore who all do philanthropic work. So we see what is the value that needs to be added to this curriculum. So we have the value-added courses based on the industry requirements. We also have a tie-up with the Canberra Chamber of Commerce and Industry. So we have industry experts coming here. We also have, because of my involvement with CII, we have a lot of industry experts who are willing to hold our hands in this philanthropic work, basically. So they are also all willing to and come forward to share their experiences, help in internships, help in placements at the end of the day.
Okay, got it. So that's pretty much it. But I mean, I also personally feel that a lot of industry involvement, when the people from the industry directly come and interact with the students and are able to pass on the knowledge, that itself is a big value add-on for the student as such. Right?
Absolutely,
So
yes.
yeah. So, ma'am, what about inbound students? So we know that the kind of education system in India is very different from what is practiced in abroad or foreign countries. So, what is the kind of experience an inbound student coming to your college can gain?
The student who comes to us largely comes from with a certain amount of knowledge and certain amount of aspirations. Indian education is largely information driven. So what we try to do here is, because of our connections with the industry, we try to give them the skills that are required along with the knowledge. So we have tie-ups with IBM Skills Academy now. because of the updated courses that they have on AI, on data analytics, data science, cloud computing, design thinking. So this we will be delivering to our students. We have tie-up with Simplus, where we talk in terms of financial, personal investment planning, mutual funds, stock markets. So the financial services industry. So they give sessions to our students.
Mhm.
So, and they take them as interns at the end of it. Simplus takes them, not with IBM, we don't have that tie-up, but with Simplus, yes. So they will take them as interns. So similarly, because of our tie-up with KCCI, we bring industry experts from there who also give sessions and take students for internship.
Okay.
So the knowledge we impart out here is combined with the actual experience in the field, which makes education complete for the student who comes here. We have a fantastic infrastructure, digitally equipped lab. We have libraries that are full of books and digital library as well. So all the facilities required for the student, we provide them out here. And then we also make sure that we give them complete placement assistance. We endeavor to give 100% placements, as well as if it wants to become an entrepreneur, then we try to handhold them through our incubation center also.
Oh, wow.
We have an innovation club also. And because we have very good people in a governing board who have got a very visionary leadership and yes, philanthropy, because I would like to stress philanthropy because they want to give it back to society. And that they give it wholeheartedly out here. We always try to give something more than what the student is expecting us also.
Right. So, ma'am, when you talk about the value add-on, that you're trying to give to the institution, to the students as such, right, from your institution, what are are you also developing any kind of special courses, that will help the students in the coming times, and something that is the need of the hour right now?
Yeah, we have planned certificate courses. Now, for instance, if a student is, say, from a finance background, has opted for finance specialization, we give them value-added courses in HR as well as marketing.
Okay.
Those are short courses, anything from 30 to 40 hours. So that they are equipped with, for instance, if you talk about HR, we give them a course on labor laws.
Okay.
So, aware of what is it that is there by way of these legal acts and all, which are very essential if they want to start something on their own or whether they are working in an organization. Similarly, when we give something to the, say, marketing students, so we will also equip them with some of the financial services thing.
Okay.
So it could be taxation, it could be on mutual funds, it could be personal investment planning, it could be any of the areas. So a few of those areas are covered there. And most of the organizations these days require artificial intelligence, data analytics and all. So we have those also as short-term courses. We have designed a course on HR analytics and digital marketing. So we give these courses to our students.
So, and are these courses available as an add-on, or are these already included in the curriculum?
Curriculum comes for us from Bangalore. Not included there. So what is not included there is all given as add-on.
Add-ons.
Yes.
So students can opt for this at any point in time.
We counsel our students that you should. This is the industry requirement, so you need to do these courses. But we give them enough time and space to learn these courses over the period of time, over the period of 2 years.
Right. I mean, yeah. So when you talk, yeah, please continue.
Sorry. So when the internships happen, for instance, our tie-up with Simplus. Now that's a personal investment planning organization, consultancy.
Right.
They look at stocks, they look at mutual funds, they look at various types of investments. So we have a 30-hour basic course which we give the students, so that before they go for internship there, they are fully aware of what the basics are. Able to go and understand and apply. And that becomes a certificate course. So it's an add-on certificate course that they have.
Right.
So we make them industry ready, whether as placement or whether as entrepreneurs. Either way, we make them industry ready.
Okay, got enough. So, ma'am, what should be, according to you, should be the top few priorities for MSNM College, especially over the next 10 years, if you were to say?
Okay, 10 years is a long period because the conditions are very dynamic today.
Yeah.
We have been, as I would like to stress, we have been a 100-year-old institution, and we have adapted ourselves to every change that happens, both in the environment as well as in the education sector. Whatever reforms that have come in the education sector over the last 100 years, we have adapted to them and given the best to the students. So, at this point of time, there's a lot of discussions going on the new education policy. So we would like to implement that in our institutions at the earliest. So we're just waiting. We have been re-accredited under NAC. So as a accredited institution, we have got an A. So it's helping us to give better service in this sector, because the criteria is make sure that you give the best. And we would like to become an autonomous institution down the line and become a university, a full-fledged university, because we have other 7 institutions under the present institutions. So together we would like to make sure that we give a lot more to the society by way of education. So visionary leadership, empowering young minds through the best infrastructure, best education delivery by experienced faculty, industry experts, providing the best knowledge and skills, 100% placements, and that's what we really look for. And we would definitely like to be in the top 100 universities down the line, I'm sure.
I hope for the best, ma'am. I personally feel it's a very, very ambitious priorities that you are having. It's really good that, if tomorrow Besant group of institutions or Besant group of colleges together itself become university, right? And with the kind of connections with the industry that you personally are having, and the being such a old organization, it obviously has a lot of pros rather than cons, right? So I mean, overall, it will definitely help you out there, and tomorrow you want to become autonomous and start a university altogether.
Yes, we would definitely love to be there.
Right.
Because education is what helps society to grow, and because of that, the country grows.
Right, of course. So, ma'am, when you talk about education and its aspect on the country, or we talk about employment, right? What do you feel that especially are the challenges for higher education in general in India? What do you see the main challenges as for higher education?
Higher education, one is it's in India, it is information. And because it is largely information driven, employability has been low. So that's one thing that we really have to change, especially in higher education, because uh, after you finish your, say, 12th standard, getting into professional education, and professional education should be both knowledge and skill combined together. We give knowledge, but only information.
Right.
Skills have to be alongside. And the best way to have it is to have an industry academia connect, which is still missing largely. The industry is way ahead, and academia is at least a decade behind. So unless we merge these two, merge in the sense like have industries becoming part of education institutions or universities, um, either under the incubation or innovation, or where we have them constantly sharing their knowledge and skills with the education sector, getting people to really understand and do work on those things becomes very difficult. So how do you build employability? That is where, unless you have the skills brought into the education institutions, tie up with the industries, it's not going to be very easy. So that is something that has to happen at a macro level. Micro level, maybe a lot of institutes do have it, but I think at a macro level, it is very, very essential. Every institute needs to have skills, tie up with the industry. That is essential. Today we are catering to the industry,
Right.
either by way of giving them employees or having entrepreneurs. Either way, so what is it that is required out there? That skill has to be brought by this industry academia tie-up.
I think, yeah, you're totally correct, ma'am, because it's a lot of people have really actually told me that, it's a very skills and the application of skills is totally something that is missing in Indian education system, and that is what is required right now, because our industry is competing at a global level, right? So the Indian industry is competing at a global level, but the people who want to go into the industry are not even up to the mark to be called employable, right?
Basically, because the skills are not delivered there. So supposing a bank, for instance, if a bank is looking for employees, you're looking for, say, BCom, BBM, MBA students, then the bank should also provide this tie-up with the education institution, where they see, okay, these are the students that we would like them to be trained under this thing, and this is the type of knowledge it is. So that tie-up, the banks should come to the institutions, or the students should be able to go to the banks, and so whichever way, whether or coming midway, either way, that tie-up has to be there. Otherwise, it becomes difficult to deliver, because even if you are trying to create an atmosphere here, it will be a simulation. It won't be real.
Right.
Real time, you have to get down into the water and swim.
That's correct.
Here you can read about swimming, you answer and get 100% marks out of it. But when you come into the pool and hold your breath and eat your legs, only then you get to swim.
That's correct. Absolutely beautiful example, ma'am. Yeah. So my, last, question would be that, do you have any kind of advice for the current and aspiring students, especially who have passed out school and are looking to, starting their career as such, and they're looking forward to joining companies? So what is the one message that you want to give to them?
My first thing would be follow your passion. I strongly believe in multiple intelligence and holistic education. So I still remember the cartoon where they show an elephant, a monkey, a fish, bird, and you have a common evaluation that you have to climb the tree.
Uh,
Okay, so each one has got their own talents, own skills. So we have to rework on our evaluation system. Number one. So to evaluate everyone with the same parameters, no, it's not possible. So holistic education is a must. So my I wouldn't say advice, but basically what I personally feel is everyone should follow their passion and they know what they are good at.
hmm.
If you follow your passion, you will acquire a lot more knowledge and skill in that area because you're very passionate about it. It becomes a hobby for you. So follow your passion, equip yourself with the right knowledge for it, right knowledge, right skill. So when you come into management education, largely we're working with management. It could be any industry that you are fond of, move into that because this knowledge is common for every industry, disciplinary area. So the concepts that we teach you are for all industries. So in the industry that you want to follow, apply these very well because the right knowledge and right skill can be applied. Next is work ethically because there are shortcuts, but if you follow shortcuts, you are going to fall some time. So working ethically would always give you a lot of peace of mind, and down the line, you will feel that satisfaction over a period of time. Maybe in the initial years, you will always look at someone and say, no, he's doing better than me and all that.
Right.
Because we have gone through this journey. I finished 34 years after my education, and having gone through this journey, I feel at every point, if you are working ethically, when you look back, you feel very happy that yes, it's been a very satisfying life.
Right.
It's what actually drives you, a very satisfying life. So set your goals. Don't stay without setting goals, dreams, and follow your passion with the right knowledge and skills. So that would be my advice and my thoughts for the young students.
That's really great, ma'am. It's a very, very great advice, and following your passion is something that we always say, right? Because once you are passionate about something, you will give your heart and soul into that thing, right? You will not tend to make any excuses out of it, right? So, and that is what will make you successful. So, thank you so much, ma'am. I think that message will definitely reach out to a lot of students, and hopefully, they will be able to take something positive out of this. And thank you so much, ma'am, again for taking out so much time for us and talking about yourself and the college in general. So, thanks again, ma'am.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to talk to you.
Sure,
And
ma'am.
thanks for inviting me.